Hey, welcome back, my fire signs. This is Urban Forest, and we're getting ready to do your reading for November 2024. As always, we're going to start out with a message from Spirit about the energy coming in. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So bring love into the situation, and let's see how that card resonates throughout our reading. As always, the first house that we do a reading for is the house of relationships. This is interpersonal relationships. It could be your family, it could be a lover, it could be a new possible love interest, it could be a partner. But this has to do with interpersonal relationships and the energy with those people and or that person. Okay, so let's see. The Hierophant in reverse. So, the Hierophant in reverse. So this is breaking away from traditional norms. It could be that, or since we are talking about people, maybe it's you might run into someone, or you might be with someone, or you might be thinking of creating a new type of romance or family, and it's breaking the traditional structures, right? Maybe you want to get into a trouble. Maybe you want to start experimenting with dating with people outside of your race or gender preference. Maybe it's about trying something new with someone in your life. This is all about getting outside of that box, getting outside of those norms, getting outside of those kind of old belief systems that you had. This is about being a rebel. Just letting go and say for November, hey, you know what? Whatever I was doing wasn't working. I'm going to start doing something different, Maybe I'm going to start experimenting with those new curiosities when it comes to romance. Or maybe there was somebody that you thought was a certain way, or you had a perception about them or a prejudice about them, and now you're kind of realizing, hey, maybe I was wrong in the way I was thinking about that person or that situation, and maybe I need to really reevaluate my own biases and my thoughts around that, and to kind of look at things differently, I remember, people were like, there's that Mormon show, and people were like, well, how can you have 6 wives? And then they put on that show, on TV, and the guy had like 8 wives, and everybody was like, okay, maybe it's not so crazy. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But it really just started opening up people's minds. So this reverse Hierophant in the relationship house is about thinking about your home life, your relationship, your interpersonal relationships, your partners in a very different way. Okay? Take off those biases, take off those assumptions, those prejudices that you had, those firm belief systems, and start looking at relationships in a totally different dynamic. It's okay to do that. Let's take a look at your home resources. This is your resource house. This could be your home, your work, your school. This is more your concrete, tangible items. Let's see what Spirit is telling us about that for the month of November. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, fire signs. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. All right. The way I'm seeing that card in regards to your home and your resources is that you're having a hard time balancing things in your life. I'm trying to kind of put this into words, because sometimes Spirit just gives us the message so strong, and then it's hard to put into words. So basically, the Two of Pentacles is a card of balance, holding things up in the air, being able to negotiate things. Well, in this situation, when it comes to your tangible items, such as your home, your school, your work, you're finding that things are a lot more difficult than they have been. If this is in relationship to work, maybe you're having a hard time keeping up. Maybe your work your work-life balance is a little off, and you find that you're working much more and you're not really getting a quality of life. Maybe it's time where it's telling you to take a break, take some days off, take a vacation. If this is school, it can mean that maybe you're overwhelmed with school. You're not getting your papers in on time. You have too much reading to do. There's just a lot going on right there. Your internship is a lot. You just have a lot on your plate. It just feels like you're just not balancing things well, and it's exhausting for you. It also means that things that you were expecting to come in, whether it's finances, monies, letters, things of that nature that you thought would be a reprieve that would help you, they're not coming in as soon as you want. They're not going to come in during the month of November. It's going to take a little bit longer. The help, the assistance, whatever it is that you were waiting for to come in to help you with all this stuff, is not going to come in during November, maybe in December. So maybe you were at work and you were doing the job of 2 people and they told you, yeah, we're hiring more people in the next week or 2. It's not. It's going to be, everything is going to be delayed in regards to the help that you need, okay? Your home, your actual home is okay. Things are fine. I really see this happening around your outside of your actual house, your apartment. This is more in your external resources, okay, where it's happening. If you are someone, and let me clarify that, because you could be someone who's not working, not going to school, right? But you're handling a situation in your home, but you're waiting for outside forces to help you with that situation in your home. I'll give you the best way I can explain this is, say you are taking care of a loved one, and you're waiting for a homemade to come in or be put in place to help you. That's going to be delayed. Okay, so this is how I am interpreting this, right? So it's outside forces that are delayed coming in to help you in your home, in your personal life, things of that nature. All right, let's take a look at some of the challenges you're having. You're getting a lot of 2s today. Give me 1 second. 2 of Swords in reverse. All right, the 2 of Swords in reverse is that you are going to be challenged with making a decision and you are just refusing, okay? You are really avoiding the situation. You don't even want to look at it. You are just kind of like, no, I'm not going to do it. You're procrastinating. That's the challenge with you right now. You don't even want to look at the options. This is a card of, for me, a denial, of complete denial, of not even looking at, pros and cons. This is just like total, like, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. You're not going to make a move with it. And that's going to be your challenge, is to really look at that and how that's going to impact you making some decisions during the month of November. Let's see, how about your strengths? What are your strengths, my fire signs, during the month of November? I'm wondering too, let me take a look at that in a minute. The strength is the Knight of Pentacles. Your strength is that you are a person who normally takes action. However, this action is the strength is that things are going to happen, but they're going to happen slowly, okay? You're going to be more patient with things. You're going to be more grounded with things. You are just not going to make impulsive decisions, because sometimes when things are frustrating, when things are delayed, when things seem so overwhelming that you don't even want to like look at them, there's a tendency to make knee-jerk reactions. There's a tendency to just do without thinking. And this, with what the strength is that you have, is that during these situations, and especially during the month of November, is you're going to be able to be patient and okay with things. You're gonna be all right with this, because you are a patient person, and you just know that this is a temporary situation, and things are going to get better, and things are going to move on for the betterment. It's a very earth sign. It's a very grounded. Something too has a strength. I want you to, because it is an earth card. November, autumn is definitely a very earthy. We're coming into a very earthy season, right? The smells, the changing of the trees. This is a good time to kind of get out in nature and be in that environment where the world is starting to slowly slow down, to slowly connect. And it's going to help you to like deal with all this stuff. It's going to help you kind of get centered. All right. So one of the strengths for you is to be out in nature. But my fire signs, this is kind of hard for you because you tend to burn hot, right? You tend to be passionate people. And the earth sign is basically telling you to like cool it down, bring it down, smother that burning flame, you know, just be like the coals, you know, because you are fire, you can't be extinguished, but you can be like those coals, right? After a big bonfire, and they just, you know, smother and cinder. They're still there, they're still burning, but they are more manageable. And this is what that Knight of Pentacles is about, right? He's just standing there. He's just existing. He's getting grounded. He's bringing you what you need. There's going to be action, but it's not going to be this wildfire kind of action. All right, that's a great strength card. Let's take a look at your message from Spirit, my fire signs. Okay. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. All right. So it looks like towards the end of November, into November, and coming out of November, is that while all this stuff is kind of like taking you down and it's not moving the way you want, it is little by little going to get more momentum. You are going to start feeling stronger, more excited about things. You are going to get that energy to start making some changes. So while, you know, you're sitting here waiting for help to come in, or for things to get better at work, you are going to start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, okay? You are going to be able to see the hope, and that all your hard work is going to pay off. Where here, with the challenges, you don't want to see anything, you are going to start little by little getting to the point where it's like, okay, I got to deal with this situation. I got to deal with this bullshit. So let me take the blinders off. Let me just do what I got to do, and completely not deal with it. Bring love into the situation. As all things, right? Self-care. This is more about self-care. This is more about loving yourself during difficult times. So we saw some challenges here. We also saw new ways of looking at relationships. This is all about self-care. This is about loving yourself. This is all about breaking outside that box, of doing things differently, dealing with people differently, right? We talked about maybe new perspectives to take off those biases that we had, or new ways of thinking, and just try to deal with stuff differently. And of course, self-care, self-love is always the best thing. I just saw a posted recently, and it said, self-love is not vanity, it's sanity. And I really, really like that. I really like that. All right, my fire signs, have a great November. See you in December. Hit like and subscribe, and come back for to leave some comments. Bye-bye.
Like, comment, and subscribe.